Hey guys, what's up? How are you guys doing? Oh, hey guys, hey in the chat. So thank you guys for joining me this week for this week's edition of Coffee Talk. Sorry the broadcast is late today, but we had a little bit of a scheduling thing because Lada only can talk to Trifon during certain times because he's on a completely different time zone. So I was gracious enough to allow them my normal time slot so that they can have a chat and give you guys the sidereal forecast. So that's why this broadcast is at a different time today. It may actually be at different times going forward too, but I will keep you guys posted on that just because I have so much going on now, some more new things that are going on that may change my schedule around. So I'm doing my best to keep the same Friday date and time slot as usual so that we can all meet, you know, on a consistent basis. So yes, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you. So as the title of this video says, this is the weekly forecast from September 22nd through the 29th of 2017. So I will be covering only a few things. This is a time where I do have to pick up even more kids from school, after school, like immediately after this. So I'll try not to rush through it, but I'm still gonna cover a few things. So we will talk about the astrology of the week from this week to the next, and also a viewer request. I'm going to fulfill that by talking about what's going on with Kevin Hart. Okay, I'm going to talk about that at the end during the coffee talk, like what's going on with him, what his relationships are like with, you know, the ladies in his life and things like that. So we will definitely get into that. So I thank the viewer that requested that information. So what's going on right now? What's still lingering? Okay, so we still have the opposition between Mercury and Neptune. And let me know if you guys have really been feeling that. It's still lingering. It's fading off. It won't completely fade off until more like next week. Once it gets into Libra, especially once Mercury gets into Libra. So I would say like mid to late next week, it'll really fade off. But yeah, David said he's been emotional. Yeah, and people have been emotional, more easily emotionally triggered. I've also noticed like being more in tune with music and wanting to escape through music and other forms of escapism. People being a little bit more spiritual than usual, people wanting to watch movies and just kind of do anything to make your mind, which is Mercury, drift off, which is Neptune. Me personally, yeah, I've been more in tune with music and stuff. And with more practical matters, which Mercury in Virgo is very practical, it's been a little difficult for a lot of people to stay on track with that stuff. And also I've noticed miscommunications, you know, and Neptune, it rules dissolvement and things, you know, just floating away. So there's been like miscommunications with email getting lost and all kinds of crazy stuff that I have witnessed or experienced myself too. So yeah, David says wanting to escape and stay home, escape work, escape the public life. Yeah, especially if you are a person who is Neptune or Pisces dominant, this transit is going to affect you even more in the Neptunian ways. It's going to make you like really revert back to your, you know, your default settings, which is more escapism and stuff like that, and kind of just wanting to be in your own zone. You know, Mercury and Neptune really is about zoning out and tuning out all the practical stuff. So, and if you're a Virgo, it's probably really frustrating for you because Virgos are super practical and it's been hard for you to be yourself, you know? Yeah, if you're a Virgo dominant or sixth house or something, it's been difficult. And I'm a sixth houser, so, and I'm also a Pisces moon, so I've got both, you know, like fighting with each other, trying to be like, well, I kind of want to tune out, but there's still a lot of practical things to be done. So we kind of can't do that. You know, I'm like, got to keep up with schedules and, you know, like email and all that stuff. Email has been crazy. I've received a lot of crazy emails and amounts of emails. So if you've emailed me and I haven't gotten back to you, fear not. Like, this transit is fading and I'm getting through them, okay? I get a lot of emails, so, you know, my apologies for that. Yeah, and some people have had technical failures, technology failures. Mercury can rule the technology that you use for communication and for travel. So that can mean your car, your bicycle, or whatever, however you commute. And Neptune kind of makes things like confused, causes confusion, and it can make people get lost. I've also heard of accidents happening, like a little more accidents, because people are not really fully all there, you know, when they're driving during this type of a transit. So it's still, you know, in the air until the middle of next week, guys. So just hang in there, just hang in there, and you know, we'll get through it. This too shall pass. That's why I love astrology so much, because it really does prove that that this too shall pass. And Caroline says, it's been hitting hard. She's felt really drained, tired, and unmotivated. Yes, a lot of people have. And then someone has had a crazy bad fight with their husband. Ooh. And, you know, Mercury and Mars have still been really close together too. And, you know, Mars is anger and disagreements, and Mercury is speech and communication. So, yeah, that can definitely happen. I can see that. So let me get into the astrology and then into the coffee talk. That way I can, you know, keep this at a decent time, but still be able to cover everything. So besides these transits that are fading, that I just talked about, oh, and Mercury is out of shadow now. Hallelujah. It's like easing out of shadow, and, you know, so that's helping to clear up any miscommunications and technology fails too. Thank goodness, right? So we also have a few transits this month. I mean, this week, I'm sorry. Let me turn off my phone. That I'm going to talk about. And today I have my Scorpio mug because the moon is in Scorpio. It just entered Scorpio not too long ago. Some of you guys have seen this before. It's not a new one. But I have this because I'm a Scorpio rising, for those who don't know. And it's got the right color for Scorpio too. This is a definite Scorpio color. So, yeah, I'll take a sip. You know, you guys, if you're sipping coffee too, even though it's late in the day, you know, take a sip with me. All right. Yeah. Scorpio and Libra. Yeah. Yeah, the moon just entered Scorpio. It's like in the early degrees of Scorpio now. So what else is going on? I'll do a couple of transits, and I will speak on every sign for the sun moving into Libra, because the sun moves into Libra actually very shortly, if it hasn't already. It is moving into Libra today. Actually, it just moves. Yeah, we're at like 0 degrees of Libra. I pulled up my time passages app. Yep, and the moon just entered Scorpio at 1 degree. So that's where we're at this moment. But Libra season is beginning. Okay, so we still have a few personal planets hanging out in Virgo. All right, we still got Venus, Mars, Mercury. Mercury will be shifting next week into Libra, but we still have some Virgo energy lingering. So I know Libras are all about, yeah, Libra season, turn up, woo, it's our time. Virgos move out of the way, but it's still Virgo time too. Okay, you guys got to try to get along. So. The sun is moving into Libra on the 22nd. So I will go through every sign for that. Besides that, we have Mercury. It's going to start leaving its aspect to Neptune, but it's also easing into a trine aspect with Pluto. So what is Mercury trine Pluto going to do for us? Well, Mercury is our thoughts and our communication and our speech, and then Pluto is intensity. So yeah, our thoughts can become a little more intense. So can our speech. We may be more interested in things that are taboo and dark side, if you will. Maybe wanting to watch movies or listen to music that's a little more on the darker side. You know, I felt that creeping up on me the last couple of days, wanting to listen to music from the Pluto and Scorpio generation personally. So this transit is already in effect, but it's, you know, it's starting to really, it's actually in like an exact aspect today on the 22nd. I just realized that. Yeah. So Mercury and Pluto. Yeah. So, and wanting to watch movies like, you know, my husband and I, we were really into like these old like gangster films and stuff the last couple of days. So, you know, just stuff like that, a little bit more on the darker side, taboo type of stuff you may want to tune into. But also Mercury trine Pluto, what it's good for is research and investigation. It's really good for that. It's your mind wanting to go deeper, asking more questions to get to the bottom of things, not settling for the surface level. So, you know, if you meet someone and you're like, "Oh, tell me about yourself," and they're just like very surface level, "Well, you know, I have a wife and kids and a dog," and then you're like, "Okay, and like, what else is there to you?" You know, you want to know more about people. This is really good for yeah, for research. You know, some people may use it for stalkerish type of things. Mercury trine Pluto, I've noticed that happens a lot of times. You know, it's like you're not satisfied with the surface level with someone, to where you'll go and you'll stalk out their social media, try to find their birth dates and all this stuff. Well, at least I do that sometimes, you know, like, I wonder what their birth date is. What does their chart look like? Because, you know, also Pluto and Scorpionic energy, it is associated with the occult and with astrology in a way. So yeah, maybe you could become more curious about people on a deeper level, just want to have those conversations. And if you work in any type of field to where it requires a lot of great concentration to get to the bottom and the heart of things, this is wonderful, especially because this is an earth sign. This is Mercury in Virgo. Virgo is analytical. It's all about looking at things under a microscope, right? And that means, and trine Pluto, Pluto is the depth of things. And it's like looking at things from an X-ray type of vision. So with those two working together, this is so wonderful if you are in that type of a field or industry. It's great for psychology too, if you're in a psychology type of industry. Or if you're into the occult, you can have a little bit more, you know, occult powers come to you to really have information. I always find that Pluto is magnetic. It's magnetic. I don't know if the actual consistency of the physical planet has magnetic properties. I'll have to research that, because that's a pretty interesting thought. But the energy of Pluto is magnetic, okay? Like if you have Pluto contacts between you and another person, that's magnetic. It's hard for you to separate yourself from them. And information, if you have a Pluto and Mercury transit or aspect in your own chart, information comes to you like magnetically out of nowhere, you know? So this could be really good for intuitives or for psychics, or, you know, even if you're not in that type of industry, but you have those abilities or you want to tap into them more, this is really good energy for that. But don't go stalking too badly though, okay? People, just don't do it. So we also have Mars in opposition to Neptune on the 24th of September. So Mars is our action and our movement, and it's our will and our drive and everything. And when it's in opposition to Neptune, once again, that's a very dissolving energy. Hi, Marina. Hey, guys who are just joining in. Thank you so much. But yeah, Neptune is a dissolving energy. It's a confusing energy. It puts a fog and a smoke over things. So when we get the two together, our movement and our drive and our direction with, you know, that Neptune fog, a lot of times it can become very cloudy, and we can become, our energy levels can be down, you know, especially if you are a Neptunian person, or maybe you are, this is Mars in Virgo. So if you're a Virgo, especially too, this could be very draining, you know, and like you may feel lost, like you want to start and initiate things and then they just kind of fizzle out, you know, like it doesn't get finished. So guys, we're almost done working through this fog, okay? We're going to have Mars opposition Neptune, and then after that, it'll be Venus. But, you know, Mercury and Mars in opposition to Neptune are more of a concern for those of us who have to really do like practical things on a daily basis. Like we have a schedule to keep up with, we have responsibilities. So we really we can't afford to get lost like that, you know? So these transits really affect those of us. But if you have no schedule, or you have a free schedule, which I envy you if you do, and all you do is kind of hang out and chill and vacation all the time, hey, this is going to increase and enhance that. Just going, la, 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 no worries, I'm carefree. There's nothing I need to do, you know, except for chill and go hang out right near the beach, boy. So this transit can be positive for people also who are artists, and all you have to do is be inspired, you know, because Neptune is a very inspirational energy. So if you're a dancer, for example, Mars is movement, Neptune is divine inspiration and creativity. So this could be really good for you, okay? Or if you're in any type of art combined with movement, this is a really good transit for you. But yeah, those of us who are practical, have a practical lifestyle, we are really going to have to work hard to fight through that fog. So I would recommend, you know, of course, getting plenty of rest as needed. And you may need to, you know, I don't encourage any type of substance of anything. Well, but hello, this is called coffee talk. So I do encourage coffee drinking, don't I? So I can't really say that. But you may need extra coffee, okay, when Mars is in opposition to Neptune. Let's just put it that way. Extra coffee, however you get your caffeine or natural sources of energy, you may need more of that, okay? And I know it's been like that the last couple of weeks because of Mercury. Now it's Mars, but we can get through it, guys. We can get through. And just try not to get lost when you're actually walking or running or driving or riding a bike or whatever. Try not to get lost and lose your sense of direction and all of that good stuff. So now let's talk about the sun moving into Libra for every sign. So the sun entered Libra today. It entered Libra just a little while ago, and it'll be there until, I believe, the 22nd of October. So Libra energy. Libra is about partnership. It's about togetherness. Let's do this together. It's about, like, even with Libra energy, even if you just want to do something as simple as like go to the grocery store or something, you may want like to partner up with somebody, like, oh, you know, somebody to talk to, bounce ideas off of, like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And yes, David is mentioning romance. Libra energy, it can be romantic. It's charming, okay? It's all about being well put together and charming and being well-mannered and speaking in a tone that isn't offensive to people because you really don't want to offend anyone, because Libra is about balance. It's all about meeting in the middle with someone, finding a common ground so that you guys are balanced like this, and the scale isn't like, well, see, I like this. Oh, well, I don't. You know, Libra energy will find a way to make the scales do this. Well, you know what? I don't like that exactly, but I like something similar to that. You know, Libra energy could be like that sometimes. So we may all kind of feel a sense of that. And Libra energy, it is ruled by Venus, and it rules, like, it's another sign that rules like vanity and beauty and all that stuff. So there may be more of an emphasis on that as a collective, okay, as if there isn't enough already, right? But there may be more of an emphasis on, you know, being poised and proper and like, oh, who, me? I have good manners. I never swear. I don't do those kind of things, you know? So it could be that. Yeah, dating and stuff like that. There may be a little bit more of that in the spotlight, in some places, an increase in that. But like I said, there's already like a lot of that present, enough already. But anyhow, yeah, so that's what Libra energy is about. It's about partnership. It can be about dating, you know, dating and stuff. And beauty, aesthetics, like making your world aesthetically pleasing as much as possible. That's also Libra energy. So how is it going to affect every sign? Let's get into that really quickly so I can dive into this coffee talk. Okay, we're going to talk about Kevin Hart and what's going on with him. And once again, for those who don't know, I do talk celebrity stuff, but it's not to bash and trash people. It's to get a greater understanding of human behavior and what's exactly going on. What's the explanation? What's bringing this about for this person? What's a lesson for this person? Or, you know, why are they behaving like this? Maybe it's something that's already within their nature, and that's why, you know, that we just use astrology to look at that. And because these are high profile people who are in the spotlight, we all know what's going on in their lives. You know, it's a tool to kind of demonstrate astrology so everybody can learn and all that good stuff. Okay, I always feel like I have to explain that because we always have at least one person. Celebrities are fake. Why do you talk about them? Just to understand people and souls. That's why. So let's get into the sun in Libra and how Libra season is going to affect every sign. So let's start with Aries. This is for Aries, sun, moon, or ascendant. The sun moving into Libra is putting a huge spotlight into your relationships. So Libra season is a relationship season for Aries people. This is a time where you will be craving partnership, just like I explained. You guys will be craving You know, Aries energy is usually about the self. And since Libra is your opposite, Libra is about others. So you actually yourself may be more about others, not just trying to find a boo to cuddle with, you know, because it is cuddle season in at least the Northern Hemisphere because the weather gets cooler, you know, and that's also why we say that too, because Libra and then Scorpio is all about like intimate bonding. So that's why people will say cuffing season, you know, it does have to do with the energy that's present, starting with Libra. So for Aries, this is really like a double for you, you know, and this is all about relationships, all about, you know, and it doesn't have to be like romantic and serious. It can be like you just become a little more popular amongst people. People just want your attention. People just want to hang out with you. They want to have a one-to-one conversation with you, meet for coffee or drinks or food or whatever it is, games, whatever, like just people, bonding with people, more on a one-to-one level though. So you'll become a little more popular. You may actually start looking for a relationship partner if that's what you're open to. Or if you're already in a relationship, Aries, this is putting more of a spotlight on that relationship. And just, I've noticed that when the sun and other planets move into the 7th house for people, they will start posting on social media a lot more about their significant other. Oh, my babe is so great, and you know, all that stuff. Look at me and my babe. Look at him or her. Aren't they so awesome or beautiful or handsome, whatever. So yeah, you could be wanting to do that if you're already in a relationship, just paying more attention to them, and paying more attention to the relationship itself. Like, does it need any work? Are there any areas of concern that you guys need to work on? You know, that type of thing can come up too. It's not always sunshine and roses. So just more of an emphasis on one-to-one working with others. This can also be business collaborations with others. You may want to collab with others on work projects too, you know, partnership. So that's for Aries. So next up is Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. How is the Sun in Libra going to affect you? So for Taurus, Libra is your 6th house. Okay, so this is more of an emphasis on work. Tauruses may become extremely busy, more busier at work. You guys can have a heavier workload bestowed upon you. You guys can have more of a spotlight on you within the workplace. So that could be good or bad depending upon your work ethic, Taurus. Okay, and Tauruses usually are hard workers, usually. So if the spotlight is like being like on you and you haven't been doing that great, well, then that's probably going to be brought to your attention and the attention of others too. But if you've been doing a great job, it's going to continue. Okay, and yeah, this is work. Maybe some Tauruses may start looking, because the sun, it is a light, you know, so it's a light that's looking around at this area. Hey, Malcolm, what's up? So you're going to be looking around at the work that you do, the job that you have, and think, you know, do I really like it? Do I belong here? Is this really what I want to do? Yes, David, work, 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 just like the Rihanna song. Yes. Now that's going to be stuck in my head. Thanks. But hey, oh, hey, Nikolai. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yes, working, a lot more work for Tauruses. Some Tauruses may be getting new jobs as well, or wanting to get a new job, or wanting to start working for the first time, depending upon your situation. But it's really about work. Also health. This can shine a light on your health, Tauruses, which once again could be good or bad. This could be you wanting to focus more on better health. This can also mean if your health, if you haven't been taking care of it, this is a season when it's a season of someone's 6th house. This is when you guys, when illnesses can occur more. Okay, just FYI. So I'm a Taurus sun, so yeah, I'll be stocking up on them vitamins, boy. Let me tell you, trying to eat a little more healthier or something, you know, getting some more rest. That's what I recommend for my fellow bulls. Just really take care of yourself and don't overwork yourself to where you fall ill, Taurus people. So next up is Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. How is Libra, the Sun in Libra, going to affect you guys? So for Gemini, this is going to be in your 5th house. So this is fun for Gemini. This is fun for Gemini because that's the fun house. That is the house of romance, and getting out and actually doing cool stuff that, like, I always describe the 5th house as whatever makes your heart light up and your eyes light up like a little kid, you know, because it is the house of childlike fun and excitement. So whatever makes you feel like that, that's the 5th house. So you're going to want to do those things, Gemini. And that can mean dating for some people. So more dating, more going out, partying, you know, even hobbies. If any hobbies really make your heart light up, then you're going to want to do more of those too, Gemini. And also it's the house of children. So if you have children yourself, Gemini, if you're a parent, the spotlight's going to be even more on your children, their achievements, their accomplishments, your relationship with them, and everything to do with children. You're going to be paying more attention to them, and maybe wanting to actually get down and play with them a little more too, you know, because you'll be feeling like more of a fun person. As if Geminis are not already fun enough, but you guys are going to be extra fun this month. So that's awesome for you guys, Gemini. So Gemini, or I'm sorry, next up is Cancer. Cancer, sun, moon, or ascendant. How is the sun in Libra going to affect you guys? So Cancers, this is your 4th house. So the 4th house is like a Cancer energy. And, you know, that's because Cancer is the 4th sign on the zodiac wheel. And so anything that we describe as 4th house, that's going to be like Cancer. So Cancers, you're going to be extra Cancer-y, okay? Anything Libra for Cancers is going to be like your Cancer side is going to come out even more. So you'll want to be even more at home, even more around your family, more food, wanting to eat more. You're going to want more comfort and security. You're going to be more sensitive. Like it's going to be double the Cancer stuff, okay? But it can also mean that you guys are focusing more on your home, more on your family life. You guys could be moving as well. You guys could be searching for a new home. You guys could be putting more of a spotlight in the home that you already live in to make it more comfortable, make it more secure, all of that good stuff. And maybe even wanting to be closer to maternal figures, be closer to family. You guys are just going to crave more of that. And you know, you guys are going to be like during Virgo season for Cancers, that's your 3rd house, which is like conversations and just being chatty and flirty and fun and everything. And then when it switches to your 4th house energy, it's more of like you want to be in your little shell, you know, and be more around the people that you're comfortable with and that you know already. So that's it for Cancer. So next up is Leo, sun, moon, or ascendant. How is the sun in Libra affecting you guys? So for Leos, this is your 3rd house. So now it's your turn to be fun and chatty and witty and like a little bit scattered. Okay, 3rd house energy could be a little bit scatterbrained. Like you feel like you need to be in different places at once. You could be pulled in different directions, or at least feel that way. I always notice that when people have transits to their 3rd house, they do literally get pulled in different directions by people. Asked to multitask a lot more. Okay, so yeah, Leos, you guys are going to be extremely busy, very much the busybodies, very much more chatty, but also I would say to be mindful of not being able to finish and complete things that you start, Leo. But yeah, you guys may want to be a little more social and get out and just talk to people, even if they're like strangers, quote unquote. You don't really know them very well. You'll be extra chatty towards them. Some Leos are like that already because they just like to spread their sunshine, being ruled by the sun. But you guys will be even more, you know, open to just conversing with people and having a good time that's like carefree and no strings attached, no worries, that type of thing. So good luck to Leos. So next up is Virgo, Virgo, sun, moon, or ascendant. How is the sun in Libra affecting you guys? So the sun is no longer in Virgo. Boo, I know a lot of your birthdays are over. So hope you guys had some awesome birthdays during the sun in Virgo season. And now it's Libra season. This is your 2nd house. So this deals with your money, your finances. So Virgos are going to be super focused on that. So you guys are going to have a flashlight. You're shining around and you're on your bank accounts, you know, and on your paychecks, looking at them more closely. Like, am I getting paid my worth? Number 1. Number 2, what am I doing with my money? Am I really balancing it out well? Wants versus needs. Am I really keeping up with those things? Am I really keeping my resources at a reasonable level? That can mean your gas, water, electricity, your food, all of that stuff. Are they reasonable? You know, so Virgos are going to be really focused on that. And some Virgos could be taking up a 2nd job, an extra job, like extra duties for extra money, or maybe even asking for raises during Libra season. Some Virgos may do that. So it's really about your money this time around. But I also noticed during 2nd house transits, some people can also want to spend money a lot more too. Virgos are generally speaking about Virgo, very frugal, okay? But you guys could be on either side when it comes to the sun in Libra, either even more frugal or just like, woo, cha-ching. So good luck to Virgo. So next up is Libra, sun, moon, or ascendant, with the sun being in Libra. How's it affecting you guys? So this is all about you. All about you. And Libras, you guys are usually about other people, okay? But this time, you know, with the sun in your first house, this is all about you. It's kind of flipped. So you become a little bit more like your opposite sign, Aries, and Aries becomes a little bit more like you guys, okay? So you're going to be like, it's all about me. It's Libra season. It's time for me to turn up and get lit and all of that stuff. And it's my birthday, and, you know, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to start new things. I want to initiate some projects, get things off the ground, because let me tell you, Virgo season is your shadow, okay? It's like the sign before you. It's like how you wrap up things before you start something new. Sometimes, you know, when it's the season of your 12th house, that means you got to have a good cry. You know, you got to get a little emotional and just get things out, so that when it's your season, it's like, woohoo, you know, I'm free. I'm free to like do me now, you know. I got all that stuff out. Now it's like party time. Excellent. So for Libras, yes, it's really all about you. I wish you guys a happy birthday in advance to all Libras. And also, you know, it may be about like vanity and your personal, your appearance and your physical body, because that's what the first house rules. So you guys may put more of an emphasis on that too, and maybe want to make some changes there. So good luck to Libras. Next up is Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. With that, I'll take a drink from my Scorpio coffee mug, okay? So for Scorpios, Libra, the sun being in Libra for Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, this is going to be in your 12th house. So for you guys, this is going to be the time to maybe get a little more emotional, which we're already emotional water signs. We don't need extra of that, but there's just time periods throughout the year where we do have it. So we just got to face it. So we'll be a little extra emotional, a little more sensitive, a little more compassionate and caring though. And we'll want to connect more with our inner selves, you know, in a way, and with spirituality, and also reflecting back on the past, you know, because the 12th house energy, it is like water. I mean, it's like an ocean. And what is, you know, when there's water, the ocean water, things can reflect off of it, right? So that's what I picture when I think of the 12th house, reflection, or sinking down to the very bottom of the ocean that's very deep, to just stay down there and think about things and, you know, be immersed in that water energy. And that's why I say it could be kind of sensitive and emotional. But and then when it's Scorpio season, we shoot up and we plunge up out of the water, and it's like, hey, you know, it's our time now, but we've got to go deep down before that. So a lot of Scorpios during Libra season, we may get, you know, in a time where we just kind of want to be alone a little bit more, and just kind of alone with our thoughts and our feelings, and sort some things out. It's a time to get more rest too. So you can feel yourself being a little extra tired, Scorpio. So some of my Scorpios may need that extra coffee, okay? You may need that during this time to keep a pep in your step. That's what my dad used to always say. Put some pep in your step. So that may be a little more difficult for a Scorpio, but you know, we can fight through that water and that fog. It'll be just a little more difficult. So yeah, wrapping up some old things before we start anew during Scorpio season. That's what we're doing for Scorpios when the sun's in Libra. So next up is Sagittarius. So Sag, sun, moon, or ascendant. The sun in Libra, how is it going to affect you over the next month? Well, this is in your 11th house. So this is actually very fun, okay? Sag energy is already fun and pretty social, you know, likes to get out and go on new adventures and stuff. So the sun is going to be in your 11th house, Sag, which is the house of friendships and finding your tribe, finding your fellow aliens, your fellow weirdos, people that you have like-minded interests with, people that you share like-minded interests with, sorry. And also, yeah, that can mean friends. It can also mean networking. So for my Sages, if you are a Sag that does any type of social media work, when your 11th house is highlighted, it is a prime time to really connect with others, okay? And that means with putting projects out there on the internet or whatever, and also like finding new people to connect and network with and work with. So that could be awesome. Or just spending time with friends, you know, hanging out with friends a little more, being a lot more social, being a little more popular is also there, the sun in the 11th. And yeah, just putting more of an emphasis on also how you can unify people, you know, like getting people together that normally wouldn't get together. I have a Sag friend, and she also has an 11th house stellium, and and an Aquarius rising also. And so she's like uber like 11th house, you know, but she's also still a Sag. And that's what she does all the time. She'll get a big group together, and she'll invite, you know, each person individually as a friend. Yeah, friend, come on, come hang out with me and some other people. Then you get there and it's like, I don't really know that many of these people. And every one of those people are like her best friend. It's like, oh, you're my best friend, you're my best friend, you're my best friend. Like, it's that time to just get together with those people. And a lot of us are probably like, we don't know each other, you know, and we wouldn't likely hang out. But because of this one person in the middle with all this 11th house stuff, they bring us all together. So you guys may want to have some kind of gatherings like that too. Yeah, so it could be that time. And also just being on social media a lot more. So that's for Sag. For Cappy, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, how does the Sun in Libra affect you guys? Cappies, this is your 10th house. Oh my goodness, this is so great for you guys because Cappies, you guys are the sign of career and of very hard work. And you guys are the 10th sign, right? 10th sign in the zodiac. So anything 10th house is going to be Cappy. Okay, so you guys are going to be uberly Cappy during this month and really focus on your career. Less on your family, okay, and more on career. And some of you guys, though, you could be recognized a lot more within your career and within the public or whatever applies to you. Because remember, the sun is a big flashlight, right? And it's like it's going to be a spotlight on you. So you can have the spotlight on you within career, be recognized more by higher ups and authority figures, or be expressing more of your own authority in life in general or within work. It's really up to you and your situation. But yeah, this could be that time where if you want to impress the bosses, you want to impress people in higher positions than you to be able to move up and get promoted, this is the time. So I'm really crossing my fingers for you, Cappies. I have several Cappies very close to me who are really striving and going after things and working hard. And hopefully you guys will start seeing some things start rolling forward a little bit more during the sun in Libra, especially when it comes in a conjunction with Jupiter. That's a little more next month in October. So I'll talk about that more in October monthly horoscopes or coffee talk even. So yeah, but just good luck to Cappies with your career stuff. So next up is Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is the Sun in Libra going to affect you guys over the next month? So this is in your 9th house, and this is fun. This is fun for Aquarians because Aquarians can be very social people. And the 9th house energy is very fun and social within itself. It's about being adventurous, stepping outside of your comfort zone. And usually Aquarius energy is all about that anyway. So it's going to be like, you know, increase and enhance. And some of you guys will want to travel to places you've never been to before. That can mean either at long distances far away, or it can mean simply just wherever you live locally, going to different places that you've never explored locally. Okay, so it can mean that for Saggies. Some Saggies may start focusing more on their studies. You'll want to study whether it's with like a school in a structured environment or just online, reading a lot more books, just really intrigued by anything that's different from you, other cultures, or like anything that you can use to expand your mind and broaden your horizons. Aquarians are going to be all about that this month. And yeah, do some traveling, get out there and hike and, you know, do some really fun, adventurous stuff, Aquarians. So next up is Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How does the Sun in Libra affect you guys? So this is going to be in your 8th house. So this is going to be, you know, all the water signs when it's Libra season, we are extra watery and extra emotional. So hopefully we don't annoy people around us. But Pisces, yeah, this is a very deep place for you guys. They can get a little dark, I will admit. This is the 8th house, so it's your deep inner thoughts, the ones that you may like kind of hide away, they may start coming out, you know. So Pisceans are uberly sensitive, and this is a very sensitive time for you guys. So I would really advise my Pisces people to make sure you have people that are close to you that you trust to talk to get any type of thoughts out that you may have that are kind of dark, or any thoughts that are kind of dark, or like, you know, woe is me, or anything like that. If you find yourself sinking into that, Pisces, just do it. Try to bring yourself out if you have that ability. If you feel like you have to depend on someone else, do it. You know, this is the 8th house. This is the house of counselors and psychology and stuff. So good. And therapy, and even therapy that's like occult therapies, like alternative therapies, you know, like going to an astrologer or a tarot reader, a psychic, somebody who does Reiki, somebody who does crystal healing and all of that stuff. So this could be a good time for Pisces to really release any like inner demons that are bothering them, you know, through those type of avenues. Or if you have like regular old, like a religion, a spirituality practice, that whatever it is that you believe in, Pisces, you're going to really need to depend on that this month. And also, this is about bonding with someone on an intimate level, letting someone in that way. So it could be that for you guys too. You guys could be really wanting that bond with somebody that's really special, that you can like just really pour your heart out, and you can really trust them with whatever it is that you spill to them, you reveal to them, you know. So that's it, you guys. That's it for the forecast portion of this, for the astrology, and I've got about 10 to 15 minutes left to go through the coffee talk celebrity stuff. If you're exiting out because you don't really want to talk about celebrities with astrology, I still love you, and I'll hopefully see you guys next week. And don't forget that I offer personal readings to look at your chart, your situation, career. I still have a career webinar that's on sale only for another week. It's at a discounted price, so check that out. But if you're staying tuned, stay with me now. Let's dive right into this situation, okay? Talking about Kevin Hart. Hey, what's up, Phil? Thanks for coming through. Okay, so we're going to talk about Kevin Hart. What's going on with him? Well, just briefly, while I pull up the charts really quick. Kevin Hart is involved in a scandal to where someone is trying to extort him, supposedly, out of some money, because they have some very provocative footage of him with another woman, or more than one woman, it's rumored to be. And there's been some photos that have come out too that have surfaced of him like on like hidden video in a club or something. But anyway, there's a lot of evidence. So much so that he's had to step out and actually make a statement publicly saying, you know what, I apologize, this, that, and the other. I got caught up. I need to do better for my family. And so Kevin Hart is divorced. He had his, he was with his first wife, Tori, for years. They got divorced 6 years ago. But he's been with his new wife, Aniko. They just got married August of last year. He's been with her for, she says, 8 years, which there's controversy behind that too, that you guys can look up yourselves. But yeah, so he's newly married. And his new wife, Aniko, is actually about to have a baby together. They're going to have a baby any day now, like sometime this month. So they could have a little Libra or a little Scorpio. So we shall see. But what's going on? Why is this coming up for Kevin right now? And what are his relationships with his wife and his ex-wife? There's some crazy karma stuff with them, you guys. I'm like, wow, I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so let me screen share really quick and show you guys the charts. I'm mostly going to focus on their relationships and like, what do I think about their relationships? But first, let's see, why is this stuff coming up for Kevin Hart? So I'm going to screen share, and we do not have Kevin Hart's birth time. I don't know his ascendant. I still have to kind of watch footage of him and stuff to get a feel for his ascendant. I'm kind of feeling like he could possibly be a Libra ascendant or Capricorn. Yeah, I'd have to really look. But anyhow, so this is Kevin Hart's chart. Remember, no birth time. Okay, so ignore that. He's not an Aries rising from what we know. So Kevin Hart. Now, what's tricky is his moon. He was born on the day when the moon was changing signs. So it could either be in Sag or it could be in Scorpio. So he could be a Scorpio moon, possibly conjunct Uranus, or he could be a Sag moon, possibly, well, maybe conjunct Neptune, maybe a wide conjunction. So that's we don't know his moon sign. It could be either or. But see, look at here. Kevin Hart is a Cancer sun, okay? 13-degree Cancer sun. And I think a lot of this stuff is coming out right now, guys, because number one, Pluto is currently at about 17 degrees of Capricorn, I believe. So Pluto has been in a direct opposition to his sun. And ever since Pluto went retrograde in Capricorn recently, it's like a lot of these Capricorn men celebrities or Cancer men celebrities have been there's been like scandals that come out for them, you know? And I think that's because Pluto is about the deep, dark truth. It's secrets. And when it goes retrograde, it's like stuff coming back up to the surface. You know what I mean? It's stuff that's ugly that you thought you stashed away. But when that retrograde happens, here it comes up, you know, and it's not pretty. So I think that's why. And the Sun and Pluto opposition is also like a power struggle. It's like there's powers, there's forces that are beyond you that are hitting you, you know? And it's like you can either be pulled down to the dark side or you can resist them and like transform and grow and all this other good stuff that you can do with that energy, okay? So I think that's one reason why this is coming about for him. Now, when Kevin Hart was married to his first wife, Tori, she actually did an interview recently and said that throughout their marriage, there was a lot of cheating and lies and infidelity. So I think that, and you know, also when he got caught in this scandal, you know, just recently, it's ironic because on his wife's birthday, which was August 18th, and that was the time that he was allegedly with these other women in Las Vegas, he posted a very beautiful picture of his wife and said, wow, I'm so lucky to have you. Happy birthday. You're so gorgeous. You're my rib and all that stuff, right? But yet he was with these other women, okay? Why can he do something like that? He's a Cancer, right? Cancers are supposed to be, oh, so sensitive and loving and family-oriented. But look at this. Number one, he has Mars in Gemini, okay? Mars and Gemini. Mars for a man is their masculinity, how they act that masculinity out. His is in Gemini. Why do you think there's a numeral 2 for Gemini? It's about duality. And I know some people will get mad and say, well, I'm a Gemini and I don't do this. And okay, well, we got to look at your whole chart. But just isolating Gemini energy alone. Gemini is one of these signs that are prone to duality, even within relationships. They can be one person for one person, and they could be another person for another. They can split themselves in 2 and maybe even 3 or 4, multiplicity, not just duality sometimes, you know? And there can be all over the place. And you never know which person you're going to get sometimes, you know? So yeah, a person with Mars and Gemini can definitely post a picture admiring their wife and then go and mess with some other another lady on the same day or around the same time. Definitely can do that. Also, look, he has Mercury in Leo conjunct Jupiter. So you know that Leo energy, it can be a little bit like, it can be very extravagant and all about the, you know, it could be very loud and it could be very proud and all that stuff. And, you know, this is your mind too. So his mind is like expanded with Jupiter here. His Leo energy is expanded. And hold on, let me just tell you guys really quick because I'm running out of time. What transits were going on during that time of this scandal thing, okay? So Venus was in Cancer and he has Venus in Cancer. So it was his Venus return. He was feeling super romantic during that time, really wanting to connect with somebody, really wanting to just, you know, browse and carouse and just be amongst feminine energy with his Venus return. Venus could have been around the conjunction of his sun during that time too. I didn't check the exact degrees. Also, Mars was in Leo. Okay, Mars was in Leo during that time, probably hitting that Mercury and Jupiter, making him feel like really big and like, woo, you know, I can do whatever I want. Whatever, I do what I want, you know. Also during that time, the sun and the North Node were in a conjunction in the sign of Leo, which could, for some people, kind of inflate their egos and, you know, like really just want to do it big and feel like kings during that time. And also, the North Node can be a little bit of an erratic energy that makes people kind of go a little crazy. And combined with the sun, yeah, some people probably were acting like that at that time. If you think back to a month ago, guys, you know, you yourself or people around you, were they acting like that? Interesting. Now, also, Mercury was retrograde in Virgo. It just went retrograde at that time. That was around the degree of his North Node and his Saturn. So let's keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind he has a Lilith at 22 degrees of Leo. And for a man, it is said that Lilith is a type of woman, like the dark-sided woman that he desires, okay? So he was probably, there was probably energy hitting his Lilith to where he was really feeling like engaging in some darker activities with women. Okay, so that's Kevin Hart. Now, look at this. This is his wife, Iniko, and I don't have the lady that he got caught with. The only thing I found out about her is that she could be 20, she's supposedly 27 years old. So she could be going through her Saturn return, which is interesting. So here's Iniko, his current wife, okay? So Iniko, what's interesting is she's a 25-degree Leo sun. Okay, so they got engaged on her birthday a few years ago. Then they got married on her birthday last year. And this year, around her birthday, he was caught in that he was cheating. So what's interesting, this 25 degree of Leo, okay, and remember he has that Lilith around this degree. So if a man's Lilith is conjunct a woman's sun, he probably sees her as like, wow, this is like my dream woman who's like, you know, he's probably really physically attracted to her. And also look at her Mercury and Venus are conjunct in Virgo around the same degree as his North Node and Saturn. So that means that she really is here to tie him down, okay? Also, what's interesting is she has the South Node, 2 degrees of Sag. He could be an early degree Sag moon. So his moon could be conjunct her South Node. And I always say this when we do relationship synastry astrology, that when someone's personal planet is conjunct another person's South Node or North Node, that's a very karmic connection. It could be a past life. It could be, you know, that they're meant to be together in this lifetime for some reason, right? So also, Iniko has Chiron at 8 degrees of Gemini. Well, Kevin Hart has Mars, 7 degrees of Gemini. Mars on someone's Chiron is pain. So he has inflicted a pain upon her, which is very, very sad. It's really sad. She's a Taurus moon. He could be a Scorpio moon. So they could have an opposition there, which can be a very, it can pull someone towards you, an opposition. Now let's look at Tori Hart, his other ex-wife. So check this out. Tori Hart, she has a stellium in Pisces around the same degree as Kevin's South Node in Pisces. He has a South Node at 10 degrees Pisces. Look, her sun's at 9 degrees, Mercury at 10, and then Venus here. So I think he probably felt like a past life connection with Tori Hart, but maybe like she pulled him back towards his past life tendencies that he was trying to get away from. So their relationship was very karmic. And look, the asteroid Karma is right here at 8 degrees of Pisces as well, okay, in this stellium. Also, what's interesting about Tori, she's a Scorpio moon. We don't know her ascendant, so ignore this. I just put it for like 6 a.m. or something. This is not her ascendant, but her moon is probably conjunct Uranus, and it's a Scorpio moon. So if he's a Scorpio moon, she's a Scorpio moon, that could be why they got together, because their moons are, you know, comfortable together emotionally. Also, look, she has Mars in Cancer, and he's a Cancer sun. So, you know, that's why she was attracted to him. Now, check this out. So Iniko Hart says that she and Kevin Hart have been together 8 years. But Tori's like, wow, me and Kevin have only been divorced for 6. So that means that they had something going on while we were still married. That's what Tori says, right? And I think that could be possible, because look at, Tori has Chiron at 2 degrees of Taurus. That's pain, right? Well, Iniko has her moon. She could possibly have her moon in a degree of Taurus that could be around the degree of her Chiron. So that's pain. Moon, family, motherhood, Chiron, pain. She could be inflicting pain upon her by getting together and ruining her family, or that could be something that she feels, right? Also, look at this. Tori Hart's Saturn. 26 degrees of Leo. Wow. And Nico Hart, Sun, 25 degrees of Leo. August 18th. So when was all this stuff going down with Kevin Hart? Around August 18th. When did he get engaged and married? Around August 18th. So the 25, 26 degree of Leo mark is something that's like, if we knew Kevin's birth time, we could probably find why that's so significant for him. Why around that date? Like, does he have repeating themes of relationship stuff coming up? Or, you know, with Tori's Saturn there, maybe that could be what tied the two together, tied them down. So yeah, isn't that really interesting with their relationship stuff? It's really crazy. Let's see. And then Kevin Hart's nodes. Yeah. So, what's her name? Iniko, her planets hit his north node and Tori's hit his south node. So he definitely has some karmic stuff with these women. Oh my goodness, crazy. So how's this all gonna turn out? It's hard to say, but all I can tell you guys is Iniko Hart, she is a Taurus moon and a Leo sun. So they're having a baby shower that is, I heard today it's really extravagant. So she's probably like, you know what? Taurus energy is about that money, right? So she's probably like, you know what? I'm going to try to put up with this for the money. And I still want this kid to have the best life, okay? She's a Leo. She wants that kid to have the best life. So they're having that big baby shower. She's probably like, okay, you know what? We're going to make sure this kid still, amongst all this drama, has a good life. But I'll tell you one thing. When Uranus goes into Taurus, 2018 and 19, if Iniko hasn't already split from him, she may split from him during that time because Uranus on the moon is a popular transit for divorce because the moon rules your family and your home, and Uranus comes and just shakes things up and just, you know, and it could be Kevin's Uranus opposition also during that time, and it could be opposite his moon if he's a Scorpio moon. So interesting stuff, right? So best of luck to all of them. I really have to jet out and pick up more kids from school. So thank you guys for tuning in this late to Coffee Talk. And if there are any changes in the time or the date going forward, Lada and I will try to keep you guys informed on the Astro Lada Facebook page. We will try, but I've got a lot going on. So hopefully we can do that. Thank you guys again. Love you guys. If you would like a reading, you want an analysis of you, another person, relationships, career, anything, or just your birth chart, hit me up. My readers page is below. I'll see you guys next Friday, same day, maybe not same time, but thank you. Love you guys. Peace. Have an awesome weekend and all that good stuff.